Good morning. Today we are going to discuss last part of our Galois theory. Actually, we have to solve the third one. The third one actually for any subgroup H of G of K over F. What is G of K over F? G of K over F is the group of all automorphism on K leaving F fixed. So this is actually H is a subgroup of G of K over F. We have to prove lambda of KH is equal to H. In statement, it is lambda of EH is equal to H. You have to correct this. Okay. In text also the statement is shown like this. That's why. So you have to change this as lambda of KH is equal to H. So what we have to show? We have to show lambda kh is equal to h. What is lambda kh? By definition, lambda satisfies lambda is g of k over e. Lambda is the group of all automorphism on k leaving e fixed. That is g of k over e. We have to prove that lambda kh is equal to h. Okay, so this for every h subgroup of g of k over f, we have to prove this. Okay. So first of all, note that we have a H is a subgroup of G of K over F. That means H consists of all automorphism on K, leaving F fixed. Okay. Now, what do you mean by KH? KH is set of all some A belongs to K such that sigma of A equal to A for every A belongs to H. Okay, this is our kh. That means for every A belongs to for all elements in kh, sigma of A is actually equal to A. Okay, therefore, hence kh consists of all elements of k which are fixed by every sigma in h. Okay, this is true for every sigma in h. Okay. Therefore, for every sigma in H, if you take any A belongs to KH, then sigma of A equal to A. Okay. If you take any A belongs to KH, for every, what is A, KH? KH is set of A belongs to K, so sigma of A equal to A for every sigma belongs to H. Therefore, if you take any A belongs to KH, sigma of A equal to A for every sigma belongs to H. Okay. Therefore, if sigma belongs to A, sigma of A equal to A for every A belongs to KH. Okay. Clear? From here we have, if you take any A belongs to K, sigma of A equal to A for every sigma belongs to. Therefore, for every sigma belongs to H, sigma of A equal to A for every A belongs to KH. This condition holds. Okay. Therefore, if sigma belongs to H, sigma leaves KH fixed. That means sigma belongs to H, then this sigma leaves KH fixed. Sigma of A equal to A for every A belongs to KH means sigma leaves KH fixed. That means our sigma is clearly belongs to G of K over KH. Okay. Our sigma belongs to G of K over KH means because sigma leaves KH fixed. That means if sigma belongs to H, then sigma belongs to G of K over KH. Okay. That means H is a subfield of subgroup of G of K over KH. Okay. This is in general, this result is true. Okay. Now moving to our proof. We have F is a subfield of K and F is also a subfield of KH. We have already proved this. Okay. Okay. Why? What is F? What is KH? KH is set of all A belongs to K such that sigma of A equal to A. Okay. Now, okay. And if you take any A belongs to, where is sigma? Sigma belongs to, our sigma belongs to, I will write here. Where is our sigma? Sigma belongs to G of K over F. Okay. Or sigma belongs to H because H is a subgroup of G. That means sigma leaves F fixed. Okay. Therefore, for every A belongs to F, sigma of A equal to A. and this consists of those A belongs to K such as sigma of A equal to A. For every A belongs to F, sigma of A equal to A. Therefore, clearly F is a subfield of KH. Okay. If for all A belongs to F, sigma of A equal to A. And KH is set of all A belongs to K such as sigma of A equal to A. Okay. So, clearly H is clearly F is a subfield of KH. Now F is a subfield of KH implies, but we get G of K over KH is a subgroup of G of K over F, that we have already proved. Okay, G of K over, because if E is a subfield of K, then G of, or F is a subfield of E, then G of G of K over E is a G of K over F is a subgroup of G of K over so the G of K over E is a subgroup of G of K over F. Okay, similarly, G of K over KH is a it's not a subfield, it is a subgroup of G of K over F. Okay, and clearly we have H is a subgroup of G of K over KH. This implies that H is a subgroup of G of K over KH, and it is a subgroup of G of K over F. But we have lambda kh is equal to G of K over H. Therefore, we get H is a subgroup of lambda of KH is a subgroup of G of K over F. But what we have to prove? We have to prove lambda kh equal to H. And here we get H is a subgroup of lambda kh. So to prove this is equal to, we have to prove H is a proper subgroup of lambda kh is impossible. Okay, then we can conclude that H is equal to lambda kh. For this, we are supposing, if possible, assume that H is a proper subgroup of lambda kh. Now, given K is a finite normal extension of F, okay, and we know that F is a subfield of KH and it is a subfield of K. And we have K is a finite normal extension of F implies K is a finite normal extension of KH and KH is a, okay, K is a finite normal extension of KH, which implies that K is a finite normal extension means it is a separable splitting field. Okay, therefore it is a separable extension of KH. A finite separable extension is a simple extension. We have by theorem 51.14, we have K is a simple extension. Every finite separable extension is a simple extension. That means K is a finite separable extension of KH implies K is a simple extension of KH. That means some E is a simple extension of F means E equal to F of alpha. Similarly, K is a simple extension of KH means K equal to KH alpha for some alpha belongs to K. Okay, so suppose this is a simple extension, we can write degree as like this. A degree of K over KH is equal to N. Why? We have K equal to KH alpha. Degree of K over KH is equal to KH alpha over KH. That means F of alpha over F. What does this represent? This is equal to degree of irreducible of alpha over. This is actually degree of irreducible of alpha over F. Okay. So here degree of irreducible of alpha over KH, and that means it is some integer. That is the minimal degree of a polynomial in K of Hx having alpha as 0 is n. Because this means minimal polynomial in f of x having alpha as 0 is the number n. Okay, therefore n is the smallest polynomial. N is the degree of the smallest polynomial in Khx having alpha as 0. Okay. So our contradiction is to this part. Okay. Now, as K is a finite normal extension of KH, we have degree of K over KH equal to index of K over KH is equal to cardinality of G of K over KH. And all this is equal to N because this is equal to N. But by our assumption, H is a proper subgroup of lambda KH. That means cardinality of H is strictly less than cardinality of lambda kh. This implies cardinality of H is, this is actually lambda kh. This implies cardinality of H is strictly less than G of K over KH. That means cardinality of H is strictly less than N. Now what is H? H is a subgroup of G of K over F. This consists of all automorphism on K leaving F fixed. That means this consists of automorphisms. And how many in number? Cardinality of H in number. Let the distinct elements of H be sigma 1, sigma 2, etc. sigma H. Okay, and cardinality of H is clearly less than N. Now f of x equal to product I equal to 1 to cardinality of H x minus sigma I of alpha. Now what about the degree of this polynomial? Degree of this polynomial is x raised to cardinality of H. And what about its degree? This is clearly degree of this polynomial is degree of f of x is clearly strictly less than n because cardinality of H is strictly less than n. Now f of x is of degree cardinality of h and this is strictly less than. Now coefficient of each power of x in f of x are symmetric expression in sigma I of alpha because it is like that. If you consider x minus alpha 1 into x minus alpha 2, what about the coefficient x square minus alpha 1 plus alpha 2 x plus alpha 1 alpha 2. These expressions are symmetric expansion because if we change the notation then also this represent the same. Okay, now for example the coefficient of x raised to h minus 1 is minus sigma 1 of alpha minus sigma 2 of alpha etc minus sigma h of alpha. Okay, therefore the coefficients are invariant under each isomorphism sigma I belongs to H. What does it mean by invariant under? That means if you operate this with the automorphism, then that again give a same automorphism. Okay, that means if you consider for any sigma belongs to H, if you consider sigma sigma 1, sigma sigma 2, etc., sigma sigma H, then these are again represent the sequence sigma 1, sigma 2, etc. sigma h in a different order. For example, if you consider sigma sigma 1 equal to sigma sigma 2, then operate with the sigma inverse, we get sigma 1 equal to sigma 2. But we assume sigma 1, sigma 2, etc. sigma h are distinct. Okay, therefore sigma sigma 1 always give a distinct sigma sigma 1 and sigma 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 I sigma I again gives automorphism sigma 1 sigma 2 etc sigma h in a different order. Okay, so what we get? Okay, what we get? Because H is a subgroup. Okay, as H is a subgroup, if you take any sigma belongs to H and another sigma I belongs to H, if you operate this, then sigma sigma I again belongs to H. And we are considered sigma 1, etc. sigma cardinal to H are distinct elements of H. So that means sigma sigma I again belongs to H. Okay, and clearly they are distinct. Now the also the coefficient of f of x lies in kh. Okay, that is if f of x belong if you consider coefficient. What about the coefficient? Coefficients are like this. If you consider coefficient, what about sigma 1 of alpha? What about sigma 1 of alpha? What about I will show it here. We have sigma 1 sigma, we have H is a subgroup of G of K over KH. That means H is a that means if you take any sigma 1 belongs to A, sigma 1 is an automorphism on K leaving KH fixed. That means sigma 1 of alpha equal to alpha for every alpha belongs to KH. Okay. So Uh, what about sigma 1? Okay. So what about our coefficients? If you consider coefficients, coefficients are like this. Sigma 1 alpha. Okay. Coefficient of coefficients are like this. Okay, so what we get? What we get? We get this polynomial f of x is a coefficient of f of x lies in kh. That means f of x is a polynomial in khx. Okay, since h is a group, some sigma I is an identity element. Some sigma I is an identity element. Now, some sigma is an identity element means let you can write some that sigma is x minus sigma I of alpha, and that sigma I is same as x minus I of alpha, and that means x minus alpha. That means x minus alpha is a factor of f of x. This implies that alpha is a 0 of f of x. We get f of x is a polynomial in khx having alpha as 0. But the degree of f of x is cardinality of h, which is strictly less than n. Thus, we get a polynomial f of x having alpha as 0 and degree of that f of x is strictly less than n. That is a contradiction because we have assumed that minimal degree of a polynomial in h of x having alpha as degree n. Okay, therefore our assumption is wrong. Therefore h proper subgroup of lambda kh is impossible. Therefore h is equal to lambda of kh. Okay, hope it is clear. That's all for today's class. With this, we are completed our section Galois theory. In the next class, we will start with cyclotomic extension. After that, we will discuss about illustration.